What is the most horrifying thing you've seen? One time when I was having trouble sleeping, I opened my eyes to basically see what I can only describe as a series of eyes, aggressive hands, and shadow people. Chances are, I was so tired that it caused me to see stuff that was not there. Now that I think of it, it wasn't all that bad, but it creeped me out for years. Fortunately, I haven't seen anything too horrifying yet. I spent a lot of time in a hospital for a while and was young and relatively active, so I'd wander the hospital sometimes. Around 20, I had spent a lot of time there, so I was friends with the staff of every floor and the janitors, so they let me walk around pretty freely. Anyway, one day, I wandered into the ER and there was blood on the floor everywhere, like everywhere, and the ER was eerily empty. I made it outside and there was swarms of cops, and some people were crying. The weirdest part of it was the cops didn't even notice me. They all seemed to be in a daze. I got out of there quickly, but I always wondered what happened. I scoured the news for a while, and nothing. When I was working in a psych hospital, we had a 8-year-old patient addicted to crack. This kid looked 6 to 5. They clearly had brain damage from using the drug. Apparently they started using it at 6. Their mom would give it to him to shut him up, while she did crack herself. He looked like he'll grow into a handsome man. He really liked chess and tinkering with electronics. But he will never have a normal life because of the damage and constant threat of relapse. It was so sad to see this child have their life destroyed before they even had the chance to live it. War destroyed cities, kids shaking and terrified, a helicopter falling down, not too far where I live, jets and missiles hitting areas in my city while I was watching. And no, I'm not joking. There are some subreddits which are better to not be mentioned so as to save people from getting brain damage. Reddit is a great place with some pretty dark corners. I have a nonverbal autistic son, and one night I went to check on him, and he had figured out the window lock we had installed. His room was only a short drop to the ground, and it was a cold northern Michigan fall night. He was 7 at the time and I yelled out my wife's name, and without any context she knew what happened. He was a runner, our little boy was. When you lose your child you instantly panic, and for no other reason start blaming people around you. We slammed into the night, and being in Frankfurt me at the time the dark farmyard would be illuminated by the Point Betsy lighthouse no more than a few miles away. We knew if we started yelling, that he would think he was in trouble and hide. So we did what we knew worked. We sang happy birthday to our little boy. This song is like nails on a chalkboard. Then suddenly a few annoyed clicks from behind the chicken coop uttered from a little boy, who was being annoyed by these two idiots singing a trash song in the middle of the night, while he had free range on all of my ladders, gave his position away. I guess it was the open window. That was the most terrifying thing that I had ever witnessed. In my childhood, I saw a train of ants carrying a dead and cut open caterpillar. Was a terrible sight. In 6th grade, this kid 2 years older than me played chicken with a passenger metro train. He probably didn't know how long it takes those things to stop. I didn't actually see it as I had my back turned and was probably about 100 yards away with a different group. We heard a bunch of screaming and I turned to look. The kids closer to the track were freaking out. Cops/emergency services showed up pretty quick and sent everyone home. The scene honestly looked like the kid exploded. I used to be like a ghost. I wasn't a complete antisocial, but I was very shy, and sometimes I liked to stop existing for everyone, like still being with a group but being ignored. One time during a long walk in a regional event from the Scouts, and it was a day that got way hotter than expected, I overheard that 3 out of around 10,000 people had died from dehydration and falling. I didn't see the bodies, but I saw very clearly the face of a son whose mother had ran over after falling. I usually just kept my neutral face and kept the emotions on my mind, but that face, that horrified face shocked me so hard. I really can't imagine how shocking it must be to that guy. I saw my friend bite into a Klondike bar with his front teeth, and he didn't bat an eye. It genuinely bothered me. Hi. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you want. It would definitely be appreciated. See you next time.